Hey, today I have a special guest. It's our first face-to-face meeting. I don't think I need to introduce him.
Good afternoon from Paris office. I'm Hubert. Now I'm Databricks Beacon. So it's super awesome to finally meet you in
Yeah.
person.
But first, I think you need maybe to introduce the Beacon program because maybe they are not aware of this program.
Also, when you are active in Databricks community, the most active ones are rewarded as a Databricks beacons. So then you can join like Slack channel or make some, you have access to some inclusive information about Databricks. So basically, this is it.
So it's very like I've seen, I think there are at least 20 folks on the beacons program. I will add the list of the beacons in the description of the video. So, Hubert, tell me, DICE took place 3 weeks ago?
Something like this, or maybe
Yeah,
two.
or maybe two. Tell me more about like the highlights or your favorite announcements.
Yeah, I think that my favorite announcement can be surprise for many, but my favorite announcement is whole lake flow concept uh, because generally current trend is like to do things easier and faster, yes, and I like that Databricks has finally offering a low-code solution for data ingestion and transformation. But what I really like even more is that this low code under the hood is creating SQL code. Yes.
Indeed.
Yes. So also for years we had this discussion: do you need to use SQL or Python for ETL? It was like never-ending discussion, yes, in community. And in my opinion, that discussion didn't make much sense because PySpark is like API to Spark SQL. But of course, in Python, you have this meta programming. But in my opinion, thanks to this Lakeflow concept, it's like putting answer to that question what you have to use for ETL, because basically the code which it will generate, it will be SQL code. Yes.
Indeed.
So I really like it, and I really like whole concept of implementing their best practices. So concentrating on change data feed, have like ready native connectors to many sources. So it will make your life really easier, because what I see that companies are struggling to managing their connector or different REST APIs to a lot of sources. Like even this SaaS platforms, like for example, Facebook connector for marketing team or something, everything could be native, yes. Because when it's native, someone is responsible for that connector, yes. And that's why I really, of course, the most important news was Unity Catalog, which is now open open source. But what I really like with open sourcing Unity Catalog, that it will be also faster to deliver, like for example, custom connectors. Yes, because this way, all my vision is that all companies in the world have now access to Unity Catalog code, and soon all of them can start developing Unity Catalog, for example, to bring their SaaS platforms or under Lakehouse Federation, yes? So in my opinion, it's really awesome to create all this environment combining open source, SQL, low code. So it's really awesome. And also the another news also like also in my opinion a bit like SQL and low code is that that whole idea that you can put custom function into LLM models. Yes, so
Yeah.
generally I was always fun. Everyone knows that about registering function in Unity catalog, that your code is visible to business, and now you can use that function, like bind them to some events in LLM, like someone. I don't know, you have company LLM like internal, and someone say that, I don't know, dishwasher is not working on third floor, and it's like have this function which is triggered when there is a problem, open Jira ticket, yes? Because in that Unity catalog function, you can put also Python code, so it can make REST API call to Jira, for example. So
That
it's
was
really amazing.
that was a demo that Casey showcased. She was calling functions, and she built some function that she was calling in the playground to, and those playgrounds, like those functions, were calling the new Shutterstock image. So to create this cookie and send the message on Slack. But just to go back to Lakeflow, to clarify, so Lakeflow, we have three, let's say, components. We have Lakeflow connectors, so that's what Hubert was talking about. So we have native and scalable connectors. I think first we're gonna start with, if I'm not wrong, Salesforce and Workday, and we have a bunch of other connectors coming later. And then we have the second part, which is Lakeflow pipelines. This is where we're gonna write syntax to transform your code, and then you have the last part, which is Lakeflow jobs. So this is the orchestration part, and behind scenes gonna handle the as you mentioned, CDC, the incremental ingestion, handling the schema evolution, the failures, and everything is governed by Unity Catalog, and you have this observability to track the what went wrong, what went well, and the goal is make the life of the data engineers easy. And you have this, of course, this end-to-end lineage, which is, I think, very important. So for me, yeah, that was a pretty cool announcement. And also mentioned Unity Catalog. So yeah, I'm proud of my t-shirt. Thank you, thanks Danny and Michelle for the shirt. I think it's very also important because now you can use other engine like DuckDB to write into Unity Catalog, which is super cool, which means you can build your own applications using DuckDB, Trino, or other engines, and write and read from UC. And this is super cool, and it's already available. I think this is something we need to mention. It's not in few weeks, but there you can just go to the repo. I will put it in the link description of the video. And you have also I think they had yesterday their first community meeting. So make sure to join.
Yeah, I saw that. Danny made it, yes.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. So also big announcement was like integration of Delta and Iceberg. Yes. So I hope that that both formats will be like unified, that the one format, something like Delta Iceberg, will come from that. Yes. So I'm really happy with that announcement too.
Yeah.
So
Tabular acquisition.
yes, so I think we had a lot of interesting announcements, yes, and I think they will keep coming because, for example, for native connectors, there is someone counted that there is like 1,500 possible native connectors which could be built, yes, because there is so much platform and databases on the market. So there is a lot of work above us, yes, and also I think in next years we will have like I think more boring announcements are coming because we as data engineers we will have to work more on these things like governance and security, managing private data. So in my opinion, we have really like the best platform in the world to manage it, Databricks. and now we need to add to that platform all this small and boring like stuff, everything what is missing. Yes. So sometimes there are like small announcements, like there was this now option added budget, yes, that you can specify budget.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there are a lot of the small like small ones which makes this platform like the perfect one, yes, because everybody of us know what is missing, yes, and we can add all these pieces, and I think Databricks is like the best place because of this mixing of like enterprise style with community, yes, that we can achieve really a lot, yes. So all because what was frustrating me like 10 years ago when I was working on a lot of different platforms was always this lack of engagement, that there was no such a community. And for example, you say that you put in some backlog that you would like to have some feature, and then you waited 5 years, like often with Microsoft products, yes. And after 5 years, nothing changed, yes. It was still in the backlog, I don't know, to export some report or something, yes. And in Databricks is that I'm really amazed because you say that, I don't know, we need such a function. I remember that like I requested some small functions, some small improvements. Sometimes it was like I don't know how you click run button on the notebook and all these things, and all was done. So all improvements are done really fast. Yes, thanks to Databricks as a company and thanks to community which can always contribute uh, and make it really like the variant type. Yes.
But
Just you can say
just
this is like from Spark, like done by community and Databricks, something which will solve like a lot of problems.
and that's what I was about to say. What I like about Databricks that the platform is built by the community for the community, and I think this is something very, very important. And you mentioned just the fact of delivering fast. So I've seen the notebooks, like just kind of like small components of the platform. Notebooks has been evolving so fast. Like you've seen now have the possibility to do debugging inside the notebooks. You can like do data exploration with just we're doing some drag and drop. They're adding the how do you call it? The markdown, like better UI, simplifying like the dev experience. And this is only a small component, like, and all the others like workflows have also been like advancing so fast. They just announced like the looping can now loop on the workflow. You can have triggers with data tables. So because I've seen some customers struggling, when should I trigger my job? Because sometimes the data does not arrive, I don't know, at 10 a.m. And now they can trigger this job when the data is updated on a specific one or many other tables. So I've seen all the different products evolving so fast. And of course, Variant, this is also a highlight of the Data and AI Summit. So it's going to be it's already available in, I think, the DPR 15.2, and it's part of Spark 4. So variant type is an easy way to work with JSON. So before we needed to parse this JSON into string to make sure that you try to access this data easily, but it was a bit slow. So we had the two options: either infer the schema, which is not always good, or declare the schema, which is not always flexible. So with this variant type, there is an implementation of a bitmap, how you can track the different rows, and you can just use the function parse underscore JSON, add your type, your JSON, then you can access it easily and access all the different columns, and it's up to 10 times faster than the actual method you're using. And Variant is 100% open source. The code is already available on GitHub.
Yeah, for me the most important is that when you get JSON and the schema is changing, you can just use it, save it as a variant type, and the fields will be in the in the correct format. Yes, like some part of JSON can be integer, some string, and then next time it disappearing from that JSON. So it can be all handled. So it was for developers and data engineers, this handling JSON was a big headache. Yes, and now it's solved. So I think like information for everyone. Yes, if you have any like constant problem with Databricks, else you know that something should be improved, it can be done. Yes, and it's really amazing.
Yeah, and you also talked about the Iceberg. So I don't know if you know, I've seen the announcement, but as part of Delta 4.0, Delta Uniform is now GA, which is good, which means you can use Delta table and generate metadata for Iceberg and Hoodie tables as well. You have also liquid clustering, and I think also this is something uh, I've been amazed by this feature. I don't know if you use it that much, but it's given me more flexibility. Now I can change the logical partitioning in very easy way rather than having to rewrite the table every time I need to change this. So it's given me more flexibility.
Also on SQL Warehouse, there is possible to set liquid clustering by auto. So based
Yeah.
on with time, based on the read and write patterns, it will decide what fields used to partitioning. Yes. So basically, thanks to all this improvement, especially on SQL Warehouse, the speed of Databricks is much more faster for this like traditional SQL Warehouse usage. Yes, because for example, this like combining AI with the SQL Warehouse, because it's like governed by some model. Yes, to decide for this like index less indexes. Yes, because this way it can read and write patterns, and with time it will decide what liquid partitioning is the best for your table. So in fact it's solving like problem with indexes. Yes, because of course on Delta Lake we don't have like real indexes. Yes, but thanks to that liquid partitioning, for in my opinion, it's solving many of these problems. But probably more needs to be added. But I'm really amazed how the speed of working on SQL Warehouse was improved. Yes, so basically when you ask some like questions, you get answers really fast. Yes, so it's like like I cannot like compare what was 2 years ago and now. Yes,
No.
it's like now it's like
I think Reynolds mentioned this like in his presentation, like he was showcasing how the performance were improved since we launched Databricks SQL, I think 3 years ago, and he showing that it's really like going like very fast, and also one of the fastest adopted product, I think, in Databricks, and it keeps growing. And I think also this is something Franco Patano keeps saying: data warehousing is a solved problem.
yeah.
And
already solved.
and also like when I keep thinking like we introduced predictive optimization, like this feature that help you optimize automatically the tables and run the vacuuming. And then we did introduce liquid clustering. At the same time, we are with this predictive optimization, we're gonna start capturing statistics. Like instead of having to run the analyze to capture statistics for various columns, it will be done automatically, and based on the query pattern, they will be able to choose the clustering key, like as you mentioned, cluster by auto, which means you're gonna see like all those features are linked because you optimize the table automatically, you capture the statistics and the query pattern, and you're able to get this, which means there is a flow. And like when you start building those products, I mean, it's pretty hard for me to imagine like they have this big picture of what they're trying to achieve. And this is something I really love about Databricks. There is this they're always like one step ahead. Like I'm talking about being a Brickster, but I'm always amazed by this kind of like how they build the structures and the different steps to reach a goal. And I'm really keen to see what will be unveiled for next year or for the next 2 years.
Yeah, of course. So I think the answer is that we can do everything now faster, better, and cheaper. Yes, because basically, thanks to all this improvement, you don't need to spend time on thinking, okay, I need to add this analyze comment to my table and run it. Yes. In fact, most people, most projects haven't used it anyway. Yes, that no, I haven't seen much analyzed syntax in production. Yes, so in fact, thanks to all these improvements, it's like out of the box. Yes, and I think this is strategy that Databricks is offering, like ready to use solutions.
Yeah.
Yes, and
Reduce the overhead and just
yeah.
let you focus on what's bringing the value for your business and rather than need to handle all these various workloads or various tasks. So yeah, that. But of course, if you want to keep doing this on the classical, old-fashioned way, you can
Yeah.
still do it. If you want to offload those tasks to the platform, it can be done. So you have this flexibility.
Yeah. Also, there was this announcement about serverless, and here I want to know your opinion. Yes, so that everything can be run on serverless, including like notebooks. We can run notebooks now on serverless,
Yeah.
but at time like it's easy to use, but because there is one version of serverless. Yes, and for example, for me, it's problem, yes, because when you do some, for example, machine learning in Python, so not native Spark code, there can be a lot of changes depends on version. So, in fact, I would prefer to have like few version of serverless, yes, to know what is the libraries behind it. What is your opinion on that?
Yeah. So this is also something we thought about it. So I will split this in two parts. So the first part, so far now, you cannot run ML on the serverless. You cannot do much. You can do. We have some frameworks that are already supported, like scikit-learn, but if you go back a bit in the like a little bit further, so serverless architecture is based on shared clusters.
Yeah.
So this is a new architecture. So there is two types. There is single mode, single user, and shared one. So shared one, you will see that you can't find in any ML runtime now. So you will still need to use a single user, but you can run scikit-learn on the shared cluster, which means you cannot, for now, use serverless to train your model or stuff like this. So, but it will change eventually. But
Because there was this issue recently that Python version was upgraded, and after that, Pandas stopped working. so it's always for me. For like when you have SQL, it's easiest because you can control syntax. It's SQL syntax, but when you have a lot of external libraries, it's tricky to sometimes to go serverless. Yes, so like with one version.
And for the second part, you mentioned about libraries. So there is a new feature that will be added to serverless. Actually, it's already tested in private preview. We're gonna have a variable, let's say, or it's like an environment part where we can set up your libraries on your own, like, and you can.
Okay.
It's not installed one, and actually, it's gonna change. They're gonna decouple the libraries from the compute.
So from serverless, so it could be great because then you just have serverless where it's just Python and Spark, yes, and then you can add.
You're gonna have some libraries by default, and you can add the others. Why? Because you know that now when you start a cluster, there is a startup time, but there is also some time you spend to set up all the libraries. And sometimes you don't need 20,000 libraries, you just need 5 or 6. So this is something they're gonna bring, like adding a new UI called environment, if I'm not wrong, where you can add those specific libraries. And there is a specific talk about it at Dice, for those who has access to the breakout sessions, very specific talks about several Databricks serverless offering and how this feature will be helpful to handle those kind of issues.
And also, what is your opinion about Spark Connect? Because now you don't need to use PySpark anymore because it's Spark Connect, so you can use Go or Rust or some other languages. Yes. So, is your opinion that someday we'll go to Databricks and you will have notebooks in all possible languages, or rather not?
I think yes. I mean, they did, first of all, like for those who don't know what Spark Connect, we're decoupling the client from the server, which is very helpful. And when we first introduced this Spark Connect, like you can just, I don't know, connect you're using your laptop. You're gonna run the code, but your code will use the Databricks compute, for example. And this is something cool because we're gonna you decouple this, but of course also offer more possibilities. Like as mentioned, like you have this Rust, or you can develop with other languages. And I'm really keen to see what the community will bring, because as you know, Apache Spark is open source, so the community is contributing massively, and let's see where this will, I think, will lead us.
Yeah, Go or Rust is already available for Spark Connect, yes. So
I think Rust is evolving very, very fast. The Rust Connect, like the Rust community.
yeah, because it's faster than Python, yes. So sometimes it's important for some machine learning, yes, stuff.
And I think they also started working on the Unity catalog Rust connector, if I'm not wrong. So they just created the repo, but this is something they are keen to work on. So feel free to join the discussions to discuss with the people behind this repo. And what about Genie? AI BI Genie.
AI BI. I always don't remember. Is it AI BI or BI AI?
AI BI.
Yeah, I think it's time for Databricks to enter BI like more seriously. Yes. Also, to be honestly, Microsoft is like monopolist with Power BI, and now they are changing license terms to make it more expensive. So I really would like to have Databricks BI app, which I install on my desktop, which can be even embedded version of Databricks dashboards, and then I can show it to business. There is Databricks BI, and you can make BI with Databricks. You don't need to buy another tools. Yes. Yeah, I really would love to.
Yeah, but I think
that approach.
For like the think as AI BI dashboards or Genie were introduced, we are not here like to replace Power BI, Tableau,
Yeah, of
any
course,
other
of
tool.
course.
I think the goal here was more to offer a platform where they can use AI to have insights quickly. Like you're, I don't know, you're a CTO or you're a CIO, you want to just have an idea what was like your, I don't know, sales last year, or I don't know, a comparison between those. You just need to go and ask the question, revenue by product for the last 10 years, and you have this nice UI, nice chart displayed in front of you, and like instantly. And this is cool because you don't need to rely on data analysts to build this query for you, because you just thought about it and you want to add it to a specific slide, or just for a manager to understand what's wrong with the business and how they can solve the problem. I think the goal the goal with AI BI was more to democratize access to data and AI to non-technical folks. And I think this is where we are leaning to go with this text to SQL.
Yeah, but non-technical folks always come to you and say, create for us a dashboard using that self-service software. Yes, so in practice it's working like a bit differently, in my opinion. Yes,
But if we have APIs with Genie, for example, you can maybe, I don't know, build an application on, I don't know, Databricks apps. This is something we introduced 1 year ago called Lakehouse Apps. Now it has been rebranded to Databricks app. It's like you can add a Streamlit application or any or Gradio application where, for example, you can just use the API to ask a question, and then it send I don't know, a graph to show the results. Like, and you can add it, I don't know, to WebPay, a web application, or this Databricks app. So we have options. The roadmap is currently now shaped, and I'm keen to see how this AI BI Genie will evolve. But so far, I tried it 3 months ago, and I was amazed. You know what I did? I went to I downloaded an open data set, and I just I upload this manually to Databricks, created the table, and I generated the comments automatically with the AI generates. And then I opened like Genie and started asking questions. Said, okay, please show me all the chargers available in Île-de-France, which is let's say the region in France. And it did understand automatically that when it's Île-de-France, those are the postal code, and it filtered automatically with all the available postal codes. So I don't know them by heart, but the Genie generate this automatically for me and give me the results. Say, okay, flip on those three, like on the results I get, aggregate them by companies and filter out the companies that doesn't exist, like not doesn't exist, but the null values, and it automatically excluded the null values, and it showed me the result, and it was like so fast, and that was good. I mean, I was really amazed, and of course, more insight you add with this information on the metadata, more accurate the results.
Actually, quite problem with AI and LLM was that it was built not to as a large language model, not the model to see the data, yes, or whole table inside. So I think the next steps will be that integrating more LLMs model with not metadata but with real data, yes, because it could use samples or something like this. Some even in Parquets in some files you have this min max values, yes, the headers, yes, and this Gen AI could read it, yes, because when you have good metadata and field description is easy, but sometimes I see in many clients that they have this the name of the fields which no one understands what is it, yes, XYZ, yes, or something like this, okay, because it's some company internal symbol code, yes, and there is no comment with description.
It's an encrypted column.
Yeah. So sometimes it's difficult, but it's evolving, and in my opinion, thanks to feedback from customers, it can evolve and be better. Yes, and then it's executing that queries, of course, on SQL Warehouse. So all this improvement to SQL Warehouse are also important for this Genie BI AI, yes, part, yes, because it's utilizing SQL Warehouse under the hood, so it's utilizing the caching and all these advantages.
Yeah. I think the last question would be about what do you think about the attribute-based access controls on UC?
Yeah, I know that is your favorite topic, yes, but I think we need it because we need more ways to govern security, because companies are really lost with all these groups inside other groups, which has select here, use schema here, use catalog here, execute here. Permission, so maybe the tag system, attribute basis, is more intuitive, yes, to call that, to make tag finance, and the finance you see to what has access to, yes. So there is a lot to do in that part, yes, to make it easier, and even that can be connected to some AI system, because for me, it's really headaches always to analyze anything related to ACL, yes, to governance of access rights. Yes, there are so many tables, and this like environment is growing. Yes, because some access rights everywhere, like experiments, vector search data life pipeline, vector search endpoints. Everything is some ACL. Yes, so it will be really nice to have, for example, these attributes.
And one more question. What would you expect for next year for DICE, for the Data and AI Summit?
Announcements
Yeah.
next year.
Or what would be your, like, what do you expect? Or if you have any, if you have one wish, what would be?
Yeah, for me, one wish is to have really a lot of native connectors, but it's like long road, yes. Because I always struggling with that, like my entire life, that I need to connect something to something, yes, and because it's always the first step of any project, yes.
Bring in the data.
Yeah, to make this connection, yes. So when I have more native, it will make my life easier, and then it's easier for me to propose to someone use Databricks, yes, because he say, we have this type of system or of servers, yes. I say, okay, Databricks have connectors to it, yes. So this is and also like I heard what you told me about BI, like that that it's like more about democratizing data, but I really generally, to be honest, like I hate all BI tools. and I really would like to have like I don't know the that I can make this few charts, like really simple charts, always in Databricks. And in fact, one only thing which I'm missing is to have tabs on the dashboard. So it would be awesome for me, like to, for example, to have tabs on the dashboards. Yes.
So this is something also, if I'm not wrong, Miranda mentioned this, but this is something on the roadmap.
Yeah,
where
I
you're
know,
gonna
I know.
have
It's
the,
on the roadmap
yeah.
because I requested it.
Okay, so
Yeah.
yeah, this I think that confirms what I mentioned, that
Yeah.
it's built by the community for the community.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Thank you. Thanks, Herbert.
Thank you.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you.